Throughout the course of this channel, I've tried my fair share of haunted and paranormal games. Now, all of them have been creepy in their own kind of way, but none of them have been as dark and as terrifying as the 3 games that we're going to be talking about today. These games are not games that I recommend anyone playing or anyone even messing with. They are just that dark and that terrifying. So the first paranormal game that no one out there should ever try is the Midnight Game. Now, the Midnight Game is a game where you let an evil spirit into your house named the Midnight Man. The objective of the game is to hide from the Midnight Man while moving throughout your house with all the lights turned off. Your only light source for this game is a candle, and when that candle blows out, you know that the Midnight Man is near. You must relight your candle in 10 seconds, or else the Midnight Man will get you. And if you fail to light your candle within 10 seconds, immediately you have to pour a ring of salt around you to protect you from the Midnight Man. And if you fail to light your candle, and if you fail to put a salt circle around you, then the Midnight Man will cause you to hallucinate. And you'll hallucinate some of your greatest fears, all whilst the Midnight Man pulls out your organs, one by one. And you'll be able to feel everything, but you just won't be able to move. Sounds really fun, guys. Now, to play this game, you write your full name on a sheet of paper and put a drop of blood on that same sheet of paper, and it has to be your blood. Next, shut off every single light in your house and place that sheet of paper in front of the front door. Then light a candle and place it on top of that sheet of paper. Next, go up to the front door and knock 22 times, with the 22nd knock falling at midnight exactly. Open the door, blow out the candle, and then close the door. Then, the Midnight Man will enter your house. When playing the game, you're told to not turn any of your lights on. No flashlights, no lighters. And also don't fall asleep, or the Midnight Man will catch you. Now, the game ends at 3:33 a.m., in which point the Midnight Man will leave your house. But it's said after that, he will always be watching you. So watch what you say. Now, the next game we're going to be talking about is one that's, for some reason, this is like the creepiest one that I've ever come across. And it's one that I'm curious and I kind of want to try, but at the same time, it just seems too dark and too dangerous in a weird kind of way. And this game is called the Elevator Game. Now, this is a game that apparently takes you to another world, another universe that many people refer to as the Other World. Now, the directions are extremely complex, and honestly, instead of me just going over all of them, I'm just going to leave a link to them in the description below. And I'm really just going to focus in on what happens if the elevator game works. Now, all you really need for this game are those directions and an elevator that goes up at least 10 floors. Now, if you follow those directions carefully, you'll wind up at the bottom floor heading to the 10th floor. Now, it's said when the elevator is going up, it'll stop on the 5th floor, at which point a woman will enter the elevator. Now, at some point in your ride up, she might ask you, where are you going? What floor are you going to? You cannot answer her, and you cannot even look at her. You have to look away no matter what, because it's said if you do look at her, or if you do speak to her, she will take you. Apparently, she's like a demon or something, and either way, let's just say you don't want to mess with her. Now, once you get up to the 10th floor, you'll have a chance to get out and enter this other world, or go back down and exit the building immediately. Now, if you choose to go to this other world, you'll know you're there because A, you're the only person in this other world. B, there will be no lights on. And C, the only thing you'll be able to see out the window is a red glowing cross. Now, the more time that you spend in this other world, the more disoriented you're going to get. And the more tired you're going to get, the more confused, and the more warped your reality will be. You might forget which elevator you got on, or the elevator might appear to be getting further and further away from you. It is important to take the same elevator that you took up back down when trying to enter back into your own world. And when you get back down to the 1st floor, it's definitely important to check around and make sure that everything seems right and that nothing seems off, because there is a chance that you never left that other world. And once you leave that building and you find out that you're still in the other world, at that point, it's too late. Now, the final game that I'm going to be talking about is one that's very similar to the Midnight Game, but in my opinion, it's a lot creepier. This game is called One Man Hide and Seek. Now for this game, you're going to need a doll. What you do with that doll is basically cut it open, take out all the stuffing, and replace it with rice. This rice is supposed to signify the innards of a human. Also, you need to clip some of your fingernails and put them in that doll as well, and sew it back up. It sounded freaky already. Now with the remaining string that you use to sew the doll back up, you're going to use that to tie the doll up as well. The next thing you do is fill up the bathtub. Now once this is all set up and ready to go, you are ready to start your ritual. The first step being naming your doll. So for the sake of this video and for the sake of this example, let's just say the doll's name is Jim. Okay, keep that in mind for the rest of this. So when the clock hits 3 a.m., you're going to say your own name, is it first? So for me, it would be Nick. Nick, is it first? Nick, is it first? Nick, is it first? Then you put your doll inside the filled up bathtub and turn all the lights off in your house. After that, you find a hiding spot, turn on a TV in that room, and count to 10 with your eyes closed. After you count to 10, go back to the bathtub and bring a knife or a pair of scissors with you. Go up to the doll and say, Jim, I found you, and stab the doll. Then say, you are next, Jim, or insert whatever name you picked. It doesn't have to be Jim, okay? And take the doll out of the bathtub and put it on the counter. Then run back to your hiding spot and hide. Now it's said that this ritual will invite a restless spirit into your house that's looking for a body to possess. So at first, it'll take possession of the doll, and then it'll come looking for you. Now it's said that this spirit can be seen walking throughout your house, but you don't want to look at it, you don't want to make contact with it. You just have to hide. And it can manipulate things on the TV. It can apparently do a lot of really, really creepy and dark stuff. You just have to remain hidden until you're ready to finish the game. When you're done with the game, take a glass of salt water and put some in your mouth and just hold it there. Then you go and find the doll. Now the doll might not be where you left it. There's a chance that it could be moved on the completely other side of the house. Or there's a chance that it might still be on the counter. You just never know. When you find the doll, pour the rest of the salt water onto the doll and then spit out the salt water in your mouth. And say, I win 3 times in a row. And this will signify the end of the ritual. After the ritual, you have to dry the doll off and then burn it and discard it. Get it away from you. This game has to be finished. One quote that I saw pretty much summed it up. Failure to finish this game would result in a disaster. So these are 3 creepy games that I definitely do not recommend anyone out there trying. But there are obviously more than just 3 games. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know, and I'll definitely make another video just like this in the future. Because there are plenty more games out there that are even darker than these.